immigrants are an increasing share of the poor. If you go back to 1970, immigrants as a percent of the poor were, roughly immigrants as a percent of the population. But now, immigrants are a much larger percent of the poor than they were before. Many people say we shouldn't worry about it because over time, immigrant progress will take place. But in the 1980s, you see a very steep curve, which means long-term immigrants were falling out of poverty, but recent immigrants were really poor. And you can see with the most recent data from 2009 that even immigrants who've been in the country for 20 years, 30 years, are still very high levels of poverty. So most of the work that's been saying that mobility will continue to occur for immigrants has been looking at what's been happening with past cohorts, but it may be that something is changing now. Education explains part of this. The fact that immigrants are lower educated, immigrants are much more likely to be in two-parent households with children. So it's not as though the family formation issues are ones that are going to explain this either. Lack of documentation plays a role in this. The percent of Latinos below poverty, it's there and high, but it gets much higher if you're either a lawful permanent resident, but much, much higher if you're undocumented. This is not the poverty of being jobless. This is the poverty of having bad jobs. So what are the strategies that need to take place? One is to make work pay. That means the minimum wage, preventing wage theft, labor rights, etc. Make mobility possible. The key thing for immigrants to move through the labor market is English as a second language. It's a huge boost to your income, and it gives you access to other things as well. But it also means rethinking things like community colleges and job training, serve the new geography, expand to the suburbs, and most important, comprehensive immigration reform with a path to citizenship, which would have multiple benefits.